Dear learners, good morning to all of you. Hope you all are hale and hearty by the grace of Almighty and going on with your study well. Dear learners, to speak the truth, you are greatly benefited by the online classes arranged by your school, Dinajpur Government Girls High School. These classes are helping you to go ahead with your study and to continue the process. So, you should be thankful and grateful to the authority of Dinajpur Government Girls High School, especially the headmistress of our school, Mrs. Laila Hasina Banu, and also the respected teachers who are working hard to give you the best, and also the teachers who are helping us to make the class fruitful and effective for you with their technical hand. Dear learners, I have come again to you through online to conduct a class on English first paper, especially for the students of class 9 and 10. Dear learners, our dear motherland, our country, our homeland, Bangladesh, is known to all the people all over the world by different names for the features of her natural beauty, for the features of her geographical position, and also the natural gifts God has gifted with. Dear learners, so our country is known as a land of natural beauty, as a land of villages, as a land of agriculture, as a land of rivers. Ours is a riverine country, no doubt. The major rivers of this country are the Padma, the Meghna, the Jamuna, the Tista, the Brahmaputra, the Karnafuli, etc. And we all know that our capital city Dhaka stands on the Buriganga, which is a famous river. Our commercial city Chettogram stands on the Karnafuli, and our inland port, which is known as the Dandi of Bangladesh, Naranganj, also stands on the Shitalakha. Our previous divisional city, the city of education Rajshahi, stands on the Padma, and our hometown Dinajpur also stands on the Punarbhava. So, ours is a riverine country, no doubt. All the rivers are crisscrossed through the country. Various kinds of water vehicles fly or move on the rivers. There are wooden boats, steamers, launches, speedboats, water ships, etc. Among them, wooden boat is the oldest and most ancient, and this boat is very familiar to all classes people of Bangladesh. This boat is very useful to the people of the rural area. When they cross the river, they just use this boat. So, dear learners, our today's lesson is the ferry boat. You just open your book at page number 42, lesson 1, the ferry boat, our today's lesson. The ferry boat. The ferry boat. Our today's lesson, the ferry boat. Before I going to start the lesson, I just like to talk to you about the topic of the lesson, the ferry boat. It's a wooden boat, but why is it called ferry boat? It is called ferry boat when a boat moves along a road in the river. specific route, then it is called ferry boat. Dear learners, you just look at the picture in your textbook here. Can you see the picture? Can you see the picture? Yeah, of course. You see here, there are three questions. These questions are pre-reading questions for you. First one, where can you find this kind of boat? So where can you find this kind of boat? Can you answer me? Yes, we can find this boat in the river of the rural area. Then question number 2, why does the boatman carry passengers across the river? Why? The boatman, he just earns his livelihood by carrying passengers by this boat from one side of the river to another. So he carries passengers, we can see here, for money. Then why do people use country boats? Why do people use country boats? Because these boats is not so expensive. It is available. So the people of rural area use this country boat to cross the river. Now I will just read out the text, and after reading the text we will try to find out the new words, and then I will try to make the meaning clear to you. So just you listen. Is there anybody here who has ever crossed a river by a country boat? Is there anybody? The teacher. I have teacher, said Jamil. And I clearly remember what happened in that journey. Would you please tell us what happened? The teacher asked. Okay, teacher. It happened when I was in class 6 on a weekly bazaar day. People were coming back with their shopping bags and baskets in hands on shoulders and heads. They had to cross the river. It was not a big river. There was a ferry boat plying on the river. The boat could cross it in 8 to 10 minutes. It was just after sunset. The weather was getting bad. The wind started blowing from the northwest. Black clouds were moving fast in the sky. Everybody was trying to get into the boat. No more, please wait, shouted the boatman, but nobody listened to him. What happened then? Jamil asked Rumi. With too many people on board, the boat sank in the middle of the river, replied Jamil. Oh no! What happened then? Asked the teacher. Thank God. There were no casualties. All the passengers swam to the other side, but some of them lost the stuff they were carrying, such as oil, salt, and milk, said Jamil. Were you on the boat? Asked the teacher. No, teacher. Seeing the boat overcrowded, I waited for the next trip, replied Jamil. You did the right thing, Jamil. Dear learners, we have gone through the text aloud. Now we'll try to find out the new words, and I'll try to make the meaning clear to you. After that, we'll do the activities given in your text. So, dear learners, you see just the words that are new to you. You think here, cross. Cross. What do you mean by cross? To pass to pass from one side to another. Cross means to pass from one side to another. That means when we cross the river, we just go from one side of the river to another side. Then clearly. Clearly. In a certain way or without any doubt. In a certain way without any doubt. That means it's clear to us. Then happen. Happen means to take place. To take place. Then ply. Ply means to travel. To travel between two places. Then overcrowded. Overcrowded. What do we find overcrowded? Means too many people in a place. Too many people in a place. Then shout. Shout. To say something. To say something in a loud voice. Then fatal. Fatal. Fatal means capable. Capable of causing death. Then accident. Accident. What do you mean by accident? Unpleasant event. Unpleasant event that happens without any warning. It comes suddenly or abruptly. Then passenger. Passenger, a person who travels. A person who travels. Then casualties. Casualties means accident. Accident, disaster, etc. So, dear students, these are the words that I think are new to us and their meaning should be clear to all of us. And here you see a word passenger. It's a very well-known word to us, passenger. Not only the people who just cross the river by boats, they are passengers. They are passengers. People who travel from one place to another by bus, they are bus passengers. And the people who travel by train, they are the passengers of the train, and also the passengers of the flight who travel by air. So I think these words, the meaning are clear to you. Now you see here, dear students, here's some questions. You see just in a book. Take the best answer. Take the best answer. You see question number 1. A ferry boat was plying on the river. Here plying means number A, playing with other boats, sinking in the river, C, traveling along a route, D, waiting for passengers. Who can tell me the answer? Yeah? Yes. C, traveling along a route. At the very beginning of the lesson, at the very beginning, to introduce you the topic, the ferry boat, I told you, a boat plies on the river, but when a boat just plies or moves from one place to another place in a specific way along a route, then it is called ferry boat. So here plying means traveling along a route. Then question number 2, why was everybody trying to get into the boat? Because number A, it was a weekly bazaar day. B, after sunset, no ferry would fly on the river. C, everybody had shopping bags with them. D, it was going to be a dark and stormy evening. So, dear students, what we find going through the text, I think you have got the clue. So what will be? Yeah? Yes, number D. It was going to be a dark and stormy evening. Then I come to the question number 3. The boatman requested the people to wait because number A, his boat was very small. The boat had already too many people. There were other boats they could take. He would not ferry people with bags and baskets. So why the people requested? The boatman requested the people. Here you see the word overcrowded. That means too many people in a place. That means there were more people than the capacity of the boat. The boat was overcrowded. So here the answer would be yes, number B. The boat had already too many people. Then you see here question number 4. With too many people on board, the boat sank. Here the phrase on board means. So on board means number A, on the boat, number B, on the wooden boat, number C, outside the boat, number D, on the notice board. You think just about the clues. On the boat, that means on the boat. On the wooden board, that means on the empty space of the board. Then outside the boards, that means the passages were outside of the board, and on the notice board, do you know the use of notice board? Why do you see a notice board? Yes, there are more than 2 or 3 notice boards in your school. You see them hanging against the wall. So I think you have got the clue. Yeah? Yes. Number A, on the board. So on board means on the board. Then question number 5. There were no casualties. The statements tells us that nobody died. Number A. Number B, nobody was rescued. Number C, nobody accepted their fate. Number D, nobody lost anything. You just think about the clue. Did anybody die in the accident or in the sinking of the boat? No. Nobody was rescued. Everybody was rescued. They swam to the other side of the river. Nobody accepted their fate. No. Everybody accepted, because when the boat sank, they lost their daily necessary things which they bought in the market. They just saved their lives swimming to the other side of the river. Nobody lost anything. It can't be, because what they lost, going through that history, come to know, they lost oil, they lost salt, they lost other things. So what may be the answer of this question? Yeah? Yes. Number A, nobody died. Then, dear students, our last one is, the boat was overcrowded. We have already find here, overcrowded, too many people in a place. Here overcrowded means people were quarreling on the boat. The boat was unable to carry any more people. The boatman did not like a crowd. People were sitting on the boat's bamboo hood. Yeah? You think? Yes. Overcrowded means here the boat was unable to carry any more people, as overcrowded, too many people in a place. It means there are more people than the capacity of the boat, and that's why the boat was unable to carry the passengers, and that's why the boatman shouted, "Wait, wait, please." Why? You think the boatman was plying boats on the river to earn money. If he took more passengers on his boat, he will earn more. But he was requesting them to stop and not to get on the boat. Why? Only for the number of passengers which were more than the capacity of the boat, and the boat will not be able to carry them. And what happened at last? In the middle of the river, the boat sank. So it's the fact. Now, dear students, in our previous class, I said some questions, I gave you some questions of the previous lesson as your homework, and you have done your homework. I have noticed it. And today, I will again set up the questions of your text. You will just take it as a homework. As a homework, and in your next class, you will come to your class just being prepared with the answers of the questions. Today, here are also some questions. I'm just discussing with you, and you take it as your homework. Here, activity C, you see here, discuss in groups and write answers to these questions. Number 1, why did some people have little or no patience when the ferry boat was in danger of sinking? You think about the situation, going through the text, you get the description, and our Unit 4 is the Lesson 1. Here, you'll find what happened to the boat and why. If you explain this, then you'll be able to answer why some people didn't have little or no patience when the ferry boat was in danger of sinking. No more, no more. Please wait. Who said this? Explain in 2 or 3 sentences. That students, you think who said this? Was it the speech of any passenger or the boatman? Yes, it was the speech of the boatman, and he was telling this to the passengers only for their safety, because the boatman found that his boat was unable to carry the passengers and there may be accident. He guessed it, and that's why he requested the passengers, no more, no more, please wait. Then you see here, answer the question below 3, question number. It's just depends on your realization, on your thinking. Number A, if we have too many birds of fish in the market, what is likely to happen? If we have too many passengers at a bus or train station, what may happen? If we have too many people in a village, town or city, what will happen? Dear students, you know that overpopulation is a problem of any country. Our population is a manpower. Our population is our asset. But when the population, instead of being an asset or blessing, it becomes a burden or a curse, then we face various types of problems every day, everywhere. And that's why the questions are set here. You have to think about the reality, about the real situation, and then you have to answer the questions with your arguments. So what can we do, or what could I do, or what could we do, and how it can be done now, and how it can be done in a better way, in a more acceptable way. That's why question number A, if we have too many buyers of fish in the market, what is likely to happen? Of course, in our market, there are too many buyers because our country is overpopulated. So you have to think it. Then you have to answer it. If we have too many passengers at a bus or train station, what may happen? It's also true. It's the real picture of our life. Everywhere, when you go to a railway station or go to a bus station or go to a launch guard or a ferry guard, you will get more passengers there. Then their problems may arise. So you have to think about the situation, and the thinking power of you will enable you to give the correct answer of this question. Then you think we have too many people in a village, town, city. Of course, everywhere in a village, in a city, or in a town, there are always more people. So they think there may arise various problems or different problems, and thinking the situation or thinking the real condition, you have to take preparation to answer answer the questions. Now, dear students, I have told you about the homeworks. You will just solve the problems and then prepare your answers, and I think you will come to our next class being well prepared of these questions. So, our today's lesson, we have gone through the text, we have known the vocabularies, we have solved the MCQ questions, we have also taken or we have also set homeworks. I hope in our next class we'll discuss about it. If there is any suspicion or doubt, then we'll together try to solve it. So, dear students, no more today. I hope you will always keep yourself in a safe and sound environment. You know that the pandemic situation due to COVID-19, the second phase has come again, and it is going to worse day by day. So we have to be careful. We have to be cautious of the situation. Thanks, dear learners. Thanks, my dear students. We'll meet again and see you next. Okay, bye.